when the roar of 100,000 fades to nothing, and the sun rises on a cold November morning, when the sound of a lone longbeard echoes through the timber. Does your heart beat the same? Or standing in a shaking tunnel minutes before kickoff shifts to wings whistling above your head just before daylight? Or pounding of feet turn to crunching of leaves, and championship rings become a different kind of trophy. This is By the Blood Outdoors.
This story begins in the summer of last year. I was playing football at Appalachian State, and in the meantime, we got pictures of a really nice 4-year-old 6-point. This is one that was definitely on our radar, but we weren't quite honed in on yet because we were still chasing a couple of other really nice deer. But when I came home on my first hunt back in December, I got an opportunity to harvest that buck, and I didn't let it go by. I shot him at 200 yards and dropped him.
In a long time.
He rolled down the hill stone cold dead. Before I was even settled in my tree, I had a mature buck on the ground.
In this stand.
By the time I got down to the four-wheeler and drove up to where I knocked him down, he was nowhere to be found. All that was left behind was some hair and a little bit of blood. After hours of searching, we turned up nothing. Never really knew what happened. Fast forward to 2023. We checked the cards in October, and we had a really heavy 5.5-year-old unique 6-point on camera in the same area where I shot him the year before. But I'm now playing football in New Mexico, and so I wasn't able to hunt at all during deer season. It was December 22nd, I was finally home for the holidays. I decided to put in my first sit back in a bedding area adjacent of the ridge that I had shot him the year before. I believed he was a killable deer and I wanted to go after him. But as I snuck into the spot, I jumped a deer we call Blondie right under the stand. He took off across the hill, and I figured that my hunt may be over. But just when I had thought that, I heard rustling where he ran to. Now, I assumed it was just Blondie, so I decided to continue to climb up into the tree stand. But boy, was I wrong. About 30 seconds later, here was Choco 6, running like a freight train right at me. When he got to about 5 yards, he turned and ran right up the hill. His tail wasn't up, so the part of me hoped and believed that he wasn't spooked. I thought that maybe if I just sat in the stand for that evening, he may come back over the ridge that he ran over and give me an opportunity. That's where the story picks up.
Well, just got in here to a stand I've never hunted before. We call it the back 40 stand. It's the back 40 of this plot of land. And we've had some really big buck sign back here. It's kind of hard to get into, but we know there's bucks back here. And in fact, there's deer coming. On my way in here, I jumped our target buck right under the stand. I jumped a buck under the stand. One I think we called Blondie. And after he jumped up, I have our number 2 target buck come running right at me as I got set up under the stand. Just too fast. Obviously couldn't get a shot. Wasn't ready. Don't know what that was all about. I don't think he was spooked. But obviously there's deer in here. I'm hoping. We call him the Choco 6. I'm hoping he'll make his way back this evening. I'll get a shot at him. So we'll keep you updated. So we'll see how it goes. Man, I can't believe it. I just can't believe I just did that. 30-06 eats again. He's dead right up there. Oh man. Here you go. Let's freaking go. Let's go. Let's go. I'm fired up. I'm freaking fired up. First day hunting back from New Mexico. I've killed my first whitetail. Oh man. What a day. My buddy Caleb killed his biggest buck of his life this morning at one of our properties, and I just killed a giant mature whitetail. He's not giant, he's a big 6, dark 6, but he's a big buck. He was on our target list we've been chasing all year, and I just did it. Couldn't be more excited. I'm fired up. I can't wait to go see him. We're gonna get down and get all this stuff down and go pick him up. He's dead right there. He came back and I made him pay.
I can't hear you, buddy.
He came back and I made him pay.
Choco?
Yes.
You got him?
He's dead right in front of the stand.
What? Pictures, I can't hear you.
Okay, well, okay, I will. Let's go. Well, I got it out in the light. As you can see, it's a big bodied deer. We think he's 5, but he could be 4. I actually shot this deer last year, dropped him, and he got up and ran away, never found him. As you can see, he turned at the last second when I shot. I believe this is my bullet wound right here. I hit him in the face, grazed his head. That's why he dropped it, stunned him. But yeah, it's a deer we identified at the beginning of the year as one that, you know, isn't a giant, but it's an old deer on the farm, and that we wanted to kill. So it's a big chocolate rack, heavy 6-point, and I couldn't be happier. It was my first deer on film that I've killed with the camera, and just couldn't be happier. It's a tall deer, it's heavy, and I couldn't be happier. Thank you to everybody who helped me get here, and just couldn't be more grateful to the man upstairs. I owe my life to him, and I wouldn't be doing things like this if it wasn't for my faith. So I thank you to Jesus for dying on the cross to save us from our sins, and giving us these beautiful creatures to chase. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you on the next one.